Hi there, good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this channel. So, we are here today with an episode of What's New. I do this on Saturdays every week. I pick an album that's new, meaning that it came out in 2025. We've picked the album Lighter Than Air by the band The One. This is a progressive rock band, some symphonic atmosphere to their music as well. Quite a bit of melodicness to their music. Lots of very clear, great production, and the vocals are as crystal clear as you can get, I think. Very enunciating, very good. So this was released November the 28th, 2025. It's about 38, pretty close to 39 minutes in length, on the Construction Records label, and produced by Timothy van der Holst. At least that's the nearest I can find for him. The band, there are 6 members of the band, including Mike Gilks, vocals, Ron Moser on keyboards, Edwin Intelverd on the electric and acoustic guitars, Frank Fish Ayers on slide guitar, and he does the spoken word on the album, Nick McGuire on bass, and Timothy van der Holst on drums. So there are, I believe, 8 tracks in total. Like I said, it's got its symphonic feel to it. It can be heavy at times, but it's, to me, quite melodically slow and kind of, I would say, maybe a little bit more pastoral in nature, or maybe a little bit like a soft rocker or even poppy at times. So it does have its good parts and its other parts as well. The instrumentation is good. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's definitely good. And you've got some nice solos, although they're not very prominent. There's not a lot of that going on. There are some keyboard parts that are a little bit soloish-like, but not necessarily what I would call a solo. Just a well put together album, if you ask me. So this band, I forgot to check, but I think they're English, but I could be wrong here. But I get the impression they may be English or they may be Dutch, one or the other. Anyways, Lighter Than Air is the opening track on the album, and is also the title track. All the songs on this album range between 3.5 to about almost 6 minutes, but nothing over that. So they're all within the same range, all about medium in length, if you ask me. Keyboards. On the Lighter Than Air album, it starts out with a kind of a keyboard intro, followed by some heavy riffing and drum parts. It's got a nice catchy guitar during the song as well. The vocals are smooth, clear, medium ranged, and almost vibratic. He enunciates a kind of a vibratic feel to his singing. It's emotionally high drama feel to it. There is some background kind of keyboard parts that are playing as the song goes along. You'll hear them kind of in the background. They're not frontal. The solo is very Styx-like, though. That was the one thing about it that I noticed right away. This is one of the more likable tunes in the first half of the album. Next song up is called Paint It Red. Has a nice heavy bass opening followed by a nice catchy riff. The vocals are clear, again more medium in range. Enunciating his words very good on this. Very good production as well. Nice fast-paced pop-like track. There's a little bit of a symphonic parts throughout it. The keyboards are a little bit slow, a little bit more melodic, and the solo part kind of fits that as well. So that's Paint It Red. Next song up is The Wolf. So this one starts out kind of being a little bit melodic, with some piano, almost a ballad-like opening, with the vocals being strong, clear, powerful, well articulated. It does get heavier. The riff comes in with a nice strong bass, melodic bass part, and the keys are a bit on the haunting side. The song grows and gets better as the track goes along. The next track out, probably to me, is probably the weakest track on the album. It's called Juno. This one is a slow melodic and has some spoken word in it. Does do a kind of a heavy rhythmic section to it as well. Vocals are clear, operatic, strong. Very good production on this song. Excellent. The keyboards can be a little bit on the eerie side, and they tend to be back in the mix. They're not too forward. The guitar solo, which is heavy, is forward and dominant and predominant at the back half of the album. It's probably the best keyboard part or the best guitar part on the album. Quite good. But I just found the song a little bit uninteresting. So the back half of the album also features 4 songs. I think the back part of this album is stronger. All 4 of the songs are as good as anything as the best song on the front half. So quite a bit better, I think. It kind of takes off for me here. The next song is called How a Shadow Feels. It's a bit of a more up-tempo track, I think. Some nice drum parts, and with some key parts as well. The vocals are clear, a little bit more husky on this track, a little bit more emotional as well. The keyboards are dominant. The song builds to a cascade. Just builds up to this cascade. Lots of heavy vibes, beefy guitar, nice beefy guitar riff, right? And then it kind of drops off. Kind of gets to a crescendo and drops. And then you have a nice slow acoustic guitar part with some keyboard part, solo part going on here towards the back of the song. Yep, that's How the Shadow Feels, the name of the song. Next song up is called South of Corkham Wood. It has a nice quiet, almost pastoral feel to it when it opens. Nice acoustic guitar. The drums and the keys give some spine to this track as it's moving along. It gets a little bit more beefy. Some nice flute with chimes in the background. And some nice harmony vocal parts. And I think the keyboards are probably strongest on the back half of this particular track. The harmony vocals, you just basically got 2 or 3 people kind of singing together, giving it a little bit more of a harmony part. And this, to me, is probably the best track on the album. It's got all the things that I tend to like that are within my wheelhouse. Next is up is I'll Be Gone. I'll Be Gone. Bit of an eerie song to start. Nice keyboards. With some bird noises in there too. And they're kind of backgroundish, so they're not so easily to pick out. Nice quiet production section with some bass to accompany it. The multiple percussion, piano, acoustic guitar parts throughout this particular track. The vocals are a little bit more in the lower register, but clear. Then you got a nice heavy guitar part, lots of beefy moments, picks up tempo towards the back end of the song as well. So pretty decent song, I think. As good as anything on the front side. And then the final track on the album, The Beautiful Lie. Again, another good, solid track here. It's got a nice atmospheric keyboard sound at the front. That's the driving part of the song. Vocals are a little bit heavier here. A little clearer and very emotional. It again builds to a crescendo and then drops down with a slide guitar solo towards the end. Kind of melodic, typical slide guitar sound to it. So that's my take on the album Lighter Than Air by The One. This is a album that came out recently as well, so it was one that I took from my end of the month Prog roundup. I thought this was the best of those 5 albums, so I decided to pick that one for this month. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to add anything to what I've said, you can do that in the comment section. You want to talk a little bit about the band or the album, you can do that as well. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and we will see you all next Saturday night for another episode of What's New. Take care and have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.